creamed corn with it. But unfortunately, I didn't have any. And there was no way in hell I was going to go back out and pick up some cream corn. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, no vegetable today. I'm just going to eat the chicken and the potatoes. But it was good. It was very filling. And I had my coffee. So I have an energy boost. But yes, that was my very eventful day today. I feel like there was something that happened this morning. Oh, you know what happened this morning? I woke up at a wonderful hour because American it was American daylight savings. Hey yo Yuri, want to make sure Restream okay? Restream is always okay. I would really appreciate that. I'm like honored. I'm like honored that you would like to restream. Um but yes, I woke up at a very good hour because it was American daylight savings. I woke up at 8 in the morning and I felt so refreshed. I was like, why do I feel so refreshed at 8 in the morning? But it's because I forgot about daylight savings. Um, so I woke up at 8. I got up. I cleaned the museum. It was a good day. Daylight savings, always fun. Got to finish up at work. Hope you have a good Satsu until debuts. Fun, fun. And I hope you have a good time at work. I hope you have a good time and I hope you can relax a little. Thank you for coming in. I always appreciate it. Yuri, can I have a kiss? Of course. Mwah, 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 mwah. You get a bunch of kisses. But yes, I'm very excited for debuts. I have my notes here. Yuri, what's your favorite Yuri? That's a hard question. Am I allowed to say Carmilla again? Does that count? Granny's kisses, of course, on your forehead. Heart to you. Thank you. See, kisses, kisses, kisses. Am I allowed to say Carmilla? I recently read Love Bullet. That manga was really cute. I'm excited. Give me kisses. I'm very excited for more to come out. I don't know if Volume 2 has come out yet, but Volume 1 was very, very good. But yes, 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 yes. I do want to talk about the Tensei debuts that are going to be in about 30 minutes. I'm thinking I wanted to go for the full hour, but I think I will wrap up just a little bit before then. So probably about 7:45, just so everyone has time to take a breather. Debuts, one after the other. I don't want to fatigue anyone before anyone gets the chance to debut. So we will probably stop around 7:45. I'm all in on Sloth Coin. Me too, me too, me too. Stevie is so sweet. This actually the debut roster we have today is all a bunch of very talented vocalists. Stevie's singing and ukulele playing is beautiful, fantastic. Mwah, chef's kiss. Hi Yuri, how are you doing today? I'm doing good, all things considered. I'm a little sleepy considering the circumstances, but I'm doing good. How are you doing, DC? Aisha's coming up today too. I'm really excited for Aisha to be leading the pack. Aisha's also very talented, has a lot of good charisma. Have some water? Oh, thank you. Delicious. In fact, I should probably take a 1 second. I have from dinner, I have the one soda pop I allow myself a day. So let me take a sip of my crisp and delicious Pepsi. There we go. Water. I'm a good noodle, I promise. Pepsi, yes. Zero sugar or no, I can't drink zero sugar soda. I don't know why. Most of them use like aspartame and things like that. And I think I'm allergic because whenever I drink like a diet or a zero sugar soda, it gives me the world's biggest migraine. So I think something is wrong with me. Or maybe it's just aspartame leads to dementia. You see, that's no good. my brain is already silly enough. I don't need to, or I don't need to make it worse. Oh my god, I've never heard of people being allergic to artificial sweeteners. I don't know if it's like a real allergy or if it's just my body doesn't like it. Whenever I drink artificial sweeteners, it makes me nauseous and it makes my head hurt. um so yes, it has to be the real stuff. But yes, my beloved Pepsi. I prefer Pepsi over Coke. I think it's because it's sweeter. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth. Well, sometimes. My the older I get, the more I start to not be able to handle sugar and oil and fried things. These past few years, hello, 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 welcome in Helix. The past few years, my tolerance for like fast food has really gone down the hole. It's so bad. I will get a burger and I won't be able to cover for the rest of the week. I can't do it. I have to eat healthy now. I eat a lot of home cooked meals. I eat a lot of fish. Fish is my favorite dinner to make. It's so cheap for the most part. It's very cheap and it's very fun to make and it's very yummy. I like to make salmon, but salmon can be a bit pricey. But I buy it in bulk, so that's always a good way to do things. Fried or steam? I presume you're asking about salmon. I prepare it in a lot of different ways. Um, I think my favorite way to prepare salmon is I will sear it in a pan, and then I like to do like a glazed sauce, and I'll do a glazed sauce, soy sauce base, brown sugar, garlic, ginger, the whole nine yards. And so I'll sear it in the pan and I'll get the pan very hot and I will reduce the sauce on top of the salmon. Maybe I'll throw in some broccoli or something like that or some asparagus. It's very good. Cooking fish in general, it depends on the fish. If I'm making a tilapia, what I'll usually do is I'll season it and I'll bake it in the oven. But if I'm doing a salmon, there's a lot of different ways. I like the sear in the sauce method, or recently I found out about air fryers. And I found out that you can make salmon in the air fryer and it turns out so good. It turns out so delightfully like crispy and it's still moist. It's not dry or anything, especially if you season it up well. It's so good. What is your favorite color? I sure hope it is obvious. My favorite color is blue. I really like blue, especially dark blue. Especially dark blue on black. I think it's so pretty. You can make anything in an air fryer. You really can. I found out how to make, what are they called? The hot spring eggs. The hot spring eggs. I can't remember what the actual name for them are, but it is when you poach an egg inside the shell. It's like a Japanese method of poaching eggs. You poach an egg inside the shell and it comes out and it's so good. Onsen eggs. That's what it is. Onsen eggs. It comes out so good. I like to crack it over a bowl of rice and then I will top it off with some sweet dashi soy. And it's just so good. It's so delicious. Is Tensei a new Nexus batch? Yes, it is. It is the newest Nexus batch, and you're actually in luck because we are in the middle of our debut fest. Today is day 2 of debuts, and so today it's going to be Aisha, Stevie, and I believe Haruki is making up his debut today. Do you like anime? I enjoy the occasional anime. I will say my list of animes I enjoy is somewhat limited. I prefer a lot of like art films. I prefer a lot of like the anime art films, if anything. But my favorites are Madoka Magica. I like D Gray Man a lot. I like Dungeon Meshi, and I'm recently getting really into Witch Hat Atelier. So those are my favorites. Madoka Magica will always be on top. That will always be my number one. I didn't notice busy weekend. Yes, yes, but it's a good busy. It's a good busy. We're all really excited. Like I said, very strong list of vocalists today. Aisha, Stevie, and Haruki are all wonderful singers, which is excellent. We have a lot of good vocalists in this class this time. It is making me feel better about the fact that I'm self conscious about my singing. Um, I can do singing in an isolated environment. Like if I'm sitting there and I can do a few takes and I can um, edit the recording a bit, but I do not know if I will ever be able to do a karaoke just because my nerves get the best of me. So, but that's okay because Tensei is so full of many talented singers that it makes up for it. I can shine in other ways. Aisha, Stevie, and Haruki and Nagi, they can all be the sirens of Tensei. They're all very good singers. I will be their artist. I will draw them. But yes, I'm very excited. What do you specialize on? I do a lot of art and history and writing. I've been trying to honestly kind of think about how to incorporate writing into more of my content, but that is something that might have to wait a bit. For now, I will just pursue that passion through sharing my love of literature. But I am currently about to finish a degree that focuses in creative writing. So I do want to think about how I could use that to my advantage. And just because I like to share my writing, I know I mentioned in debut, I do a lot of tabletop. And I really love tabletop because I love the writing aspects of it. It's so fun to write adventures and to write characters. I've DM'd a few times, a few rounds of D&D, and I was preparing to run some Vampire the Masquerade, but that plan fell through a little bit. So I'm just going back to D&D for now. But it's very fun to share my writing with people like that. Question: if you were a daughter of a mafia boss, what demand would you ask from your mafia father? I don't know. I don't know. I've never oh something, I feel sick. Something bad is happening. I've never I've never considered myself in that situation. You should watch Black Clover. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. That is certainly a question. Yes, it's a bit specific. Yes, my I'm very picky with anime. I'm very picky with shows in general. I find that television is a big commitment. I enjoy reading and film because it's so easy to put it down and come back to it. I don't know. Whenever I watch shows, it's just I think it's because it's a lot of watch time for a very long amount of time. And so when you start a show, especially if you're very far behind, like some of these longer animes that are out that are like 7 million episodes long, I'll never be able to do it. It's too much. Like if there's like 1,000 hours of watch time ahead of me, I'm not gonna commit to it. That's part of the reason that's why I was able to get into the Dungeon Meshi anime, is because I got into it while it was coming out. So it was not very intimidating. Um, I think honestly, the only show in recent history I've binged watched, and I'm still not finished with it, I need to finish it, is Bridgerton. And I know that's kind of like a cheeky show to get into, but I watched Bridgerton and it was so insanely up my up my alley. I just I sped through the whole first season, and it was stressing me out. I It was stressing me out because like what was I going to say? It was stressing me out because I was like it was infiltrating my dreams. It was the part where I'm trying to think about how to I'm trying to think about how to describe it. It was the part where she was going to marry the prince because the duke didn't want to commit, because he didn't want to continue the bloodline, because he was mad at his father, who was a horrible person. Um, so he didn't want to commit to her. He didn't want to get married because he felt bad that he could never bear children. So she was going to marry the prince. What was it? Of Prussia, I think. Something like that. So she was going to marry the prince, but she still had feelings for the duke. And then they kissed in the gardens at that party. And that little conniving bitch who had it out for her, because she wanted to marry the prince, actually, but she had it out for her. So she saw them kissing in the garden. And so her brother, the main character's older brother, was going to have a duel with the duke because he ruined her reputation. They were caught kissing without a chaperone before they were wed, and it was scandalous because this is the Regency era, and you can't do that. And oh my goodness, it haunted my dreams. It literally haunted my dreams. I dreamt about it and I couldn't sleep until I finished it. And so I had to watch as much as the first season as I could for my mental health. I was I was losing sleep over it. I'm a big nerd for romance. I really like romance. It's a lesser known fact about me. I'm a sucker for it. I love a good love story, especially when there's drama, especially when there's like historic drama. Maybe I need to get on Bridgerton right now. It's like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's like such basic television, but it's so good. It's so good." People put down romance and romance shows, but oh my goodness, Bridgerton is so good. I love Bridgerton. I knew you would be smart, Godric. I knew you would be galaxy brain, infinitely wise. Bridgerton is so good. Do you know Broke Girls? I do not. I do not watch a lot of television. The only reason why Bridgerton was ever on my radar is because it panders to me and me specifically, which is Regency era romance. I have yet to finish season one. Go finish it right now. I need to catch up with the other seasons before it gets too long and once again, I'm too intimidated and I can't do it. But yes, it's so good. It's so good. I need to watch some of the other shows like it. I know there's a few other period shows like that. Oh, you know what else is good? This isn't a show, but I've been thinking about rewatching them recently just because I've been in the mood. I need to rewatch Nightmare Alley, and I need to rewatch, what was the other one? Crimson Peak. Oh, those are both so good. Yuri, there's 20 minutes left till debuts. We are going to wrap up in about 5 minutes. So we have 15 minutes to cool down and get ready. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize how much of a yapper I was. I have a bunch of notes. Something to know about me is if I don't write notes before stream, it will all leak out my ears and I will forget everything I wanted to share with you today. So I always write notes. I have a bunch of notes. I've gotten through 2 bullet points of my notes. But yes, before we get any more distracted, let me gush about Tensei a bit. They're very strong vocalists and they're all so sweet. Stevie especially is so sweet. I'm really honored I've been able to work and chat with Stevie. Oh my goodness, I'm excited for them. They're going to do great. They're going to do great. It was such an honor to end off the first night of debuts, and I'm so excited for all of our day 2 uh, streamers, especially give a lot of love to Aisha. It's very difficult to be the first debut of the day. It's very nerve-wracking. Um, I know our first debut of yesterday. Don't let anyone know I told a secret. He was very nervous, and so I can't imagine how Aisha feels. Um, so make sure you give Aisha some extra love for bearing that heavy burden of being the first debut of the day. It always is very nerve-wracking to be the one who's setting the bar. So make sure you give her a little extra support. I'm very excited. Aisha is actually my fellow history buff, but Aisha, as far as I know, her knowledge of history is a bit more broad. Um, I specialize in 19th century history, specifically Victorian. I meant to mention in debut that I focus a lot on Victorian history, but I'm actually also knowledgeable on Ottoman Empire history and Turkish history in general, and Slavic history. Eastern European history is very, very interesting. And I know the Ottomans and the Slavs have a bit of overlap when it comes to their cultures and their history in general, which I is part of what also intrigues me. But I'm sure as we move on, maybe as I need to start stretching out my content a bit, I can also get into some of the other areas of history that I like. I also do like Chinese history a lot, but I don't consider myself knowledgeable enough about it to feel like it's appropriate to really get up like into. But it is something I really enjoy. Chinese history. I'm like a China boo. I think it's so fascinating. All right, all right. So it is almost 7:45. So I'm going to have to head out as I promised, but please, please, please make sure you catch the debuts. 15 minutes Aisha will be debuting. She will be on the front page if you've not been able to catch her already. So please give her a lot of support. And I know the schedule was changed around a bit. So I believe it's Stevie after and then Haruki after, or it might be the other way around. I have to recheck the schedule. Take care, OG Sama. Take care, Lemon. Take care. Thank you for stream. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Oh, Oyasu Yuri, thank you for coming. I will see you tomorrow on Monday. That is our first official scheduled stream where I'll be doing a debut 2.0. I'll be going more into my content philosophy and what to expect. And I'll be going a bit more into the specifics of my interests as they pertain to the adventures we're going to have together. So have a good rest of your night, everyone. And I hope to see you at Aisha's debut. I will definitely be in the chat. Okay, good night. Good night. Thank you for dropping by.